Broadcast is live according to that screen. This screen doesn't say it yet.
Well, it takes a little bit of time, but we'll
Yeah.
get there, right?
Yeah, it'll get there. I'm so far away. That's why. There it goes. Ha, we're live.
Yay! Yeah, I haven't even gotten into my phone yet, so make sure my sound is off. Go to YouTube and find it, and we will be there. And I don't see anybody joining us yet, but they should be coming in shortly. Good morning, Shell.
Good morning. Good morning.
And we are into our November stuff here.
Yes, yes.
I need to find...
I've got my dedicated journal right here. I've got the art journal habits prompts right here. I've got the pick a stick challenge right here. I got it all. I did want to show you guys, we were just talking this morning that we've decided that this is our 5th year of doing art journaling every day in November. Hello, Holly, Rennie, Shelly, welcome. Peggy, hi.
Hi, guys.
They're
Glad
rolling
you're here.
And so we were talking about the history of it and when we started, and we decided that we started with 4 of us. Did we decide 2015?
Let me look at my notes.
Yeah, I think so. 2015 and
2015. Yeah, Nano.
Yeah,
Journal.
and we had 4 of us, and we were just like working in whatever journal. And it was the prompts from a different group called Nano Jalmo. I'm not even sure those people are doing it anymore, but
yeah, I think they are, but I think it's changed a little bit. I don't know.
I don't know. Things happen. I know this page was an older one, and then in 2016 we started our own prompt list, and we called it November Daily Art Journal. And we both have playlists on our channels that have to do with it. And then in 2016, no, that was 2016. 2017, I started making my own dedicated journal. This one's made out of junk mail, card type junk mail, and it's got different size pages like a real junk journal. You just sew stuff together and you get what you get. This one was from 2017, and it looks like I did all the prompts. Yep, I think so.
I think you might be right, Michelle. I'm looking at this. I just put the hashtag in and Googled it, and it's like from 15 and 16. I don't know if they're doing theirs anymore or not.
I don't think they are. I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
Things happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, things change up, and I'm just saying that, that hashtag is probably gone bye-bye. They got new stuff out. And so this is our hashtag.
Yes, our hashtag. Art Journal Habit. Hashtag Art Journal Habit, and this would be 2019, so you put the 2019 at the end. This is my 2018 one, which was also made from from junk mail. And as you can see, it was all ads, political ads, because I have a few pages left. I made it out of political ads. So this year I made it out of cardstock that's been gel printed on both sides. Yeah. Let's see who else is rolling in. Hi, Judy and Pat, Barbara, Sybil. Barbara says she's doing it.
Yeah, I'm glad to see everybody. Happy Halloween. Yes.
Oh, yes, we forgot. Happy Halloween. I'm actually going to dress up and go out tonight.
Are you really? Good for you.
Yes, I've been told.
Oh, you've been told.
I've been told. So we're planning on doing our day 1 pages today, which the prompt would be roar. And then we'll put our speed ups for tomorrow, which is the first day with roar. But also, that's the first Friday of the month. for November. So we're also going to do our Pick a Stick challenge because we always put our videos for our Pick a Stick challenge art journal page out on the first Friday, and it happens that November 1st is the first Friday. So we've got Pick a Stick challenge combined with Roar today.
Right, right. So I'm gonna try. Hey, hi Gina. I'm actually gonna try to put it all on one page. Okay.
Yes, me too. Yeah.
And I will be posting this stuff in the group. Shell, I think, has already done the Pick a Stick challenge stuff in that group this morning, right, Shell?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so
Because I'm
Shell will
going to
be
do it on the
posting that
first.
stuff. I'll be posting the stuff in the other group because we also have a November mood board for you. So that'll be coming out. So it's just a whole conglomeration of a lot of stuff going on. Hey, Vicky, hi. Rennie's dressing up for tonight too. Cool. No traditional Halloween for Judy. All right, so right away on the Pick a Stick challenge, because I got to get through some of this before I get to the art journal habit part. I'm going to start with some substitutions because the first thing here is modeling paste, and we know what that is. That's time because that's got to dry, right? So I am going to change that out, and I'm going to use letters right here. This is what I'm switching it for, and that's what you can do with the Pick a Stick challenge is you can opt for other things. So I have, this is a Dina Wakley journal that I'm working in. I've got a place masked off because I did a sketch when I started this morning. And so I'm just going to start with some of these big letters. I don't even know if I have the right ones, but I was gonna try to pick Roar and put the letters on here. Maybe not an O, but maybe a 0, maybe? No? Come on. All right, maybe it won't be Roar off of this.
You don't have any R?
Well, these are really, really old. I've used them over and over again.
I am actually going to do the Polyfilla, which of course is a modeling paste, because I have this light molding paste, which I can dry with the heat tool. But before I do that, I'm going to get my little image cut out here because I'm going to put this image on the page. And the colors this month are slate and plum. And this page that I did last week where I was using that stuff, what is that stuff called? It's kind of like the same type of thing. It's Decofoil Metallics gel I used on this. And then the graphite. I thought it looked like slate, although not as blue. It's more gray, but I thought that would be a good one to use because of the color. So that's the one I'm going to use. And then got to cut out this image. This image is from unsplash.com, UNSPLASH, Unsplash. It's a weird name, but it is a site where photographers can post their pictures and you can use them for free, royalty-free, copyright-free pictures. So this picture is from there, and that means that whoever took this picture is giving me permission to use it in my art. And it's obviously a picture of a cat. So that's going on my page, and I wanted to make sure that I don't put any molding paste where my pictures are going to go. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying there. I do know what you're saying. I need to get some paper, though, to put down under here because I'm going to use some sprays. And I get messy with sprays. I'm going to use these tumble spray because these are a permanent spray. They're non-toxic. You can use them on fabric, whatever. And the colors are slate and plum. So I'm picking out some colors that, you know, this looks very much like the plum here. Oh boy, sorry. I don't mean to make you sick. I got to get that cord out of the way. This is very much like the plum. Sorry, my husband must be printing something over there, so the printer's going crazy. So I think I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to use some archival inks on here, but now I've got some letters kind of placed on here, and I'm just going to start spritzing. And I probably should have put some of that in between the pages too. Oh yeah, that would have been smart, right? Never let it be said Peg knew what she was doing when she started out. Okay, and I'm going to move that R. If I could do anything today, right? I'm going to actually tip it upside down and clean some off. And then I'm going to move it over here and put a little bit of that over there. Down here.
Here and there and everywhere.
Oops.
So I drew a line where the top of my little cat is going to fit, and then I'm just putting the molding paste through a stencil. This is the same stencil I used last week to put this on here, and it's got a bunch of herbs on it. And I figure my cat must be laying around and rolling around in the herbs. There's probably some catnip. I don't know. I'm not going to judge. If the kitty wants to get high, the kitty can get high.
If you say so.
Of course, I'm laying the thing right over the top of the other things and then getting them messed up because that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Yep, how does that fit? Okay, I'm going to try to fix this one up a little bit. I don't want a real thick layer of it, but I do want enough so that it can have some impact.
We want impact.
Yep.
Barb says her cat loves catnip. Yeah, most of them do, don't they?
Sounds
I
fun.
think I want just a little misting of that over there. Oops, that was more than a little misting. All right, and then I'm going to make sure and wipe off those nozzles so they're not clogging up. Or maybe not clogging up. We never know. One of the hazards of spray.
Seth After says his new sprays are non-clogging. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, me too. Except that his are dye-based, so it's possible.
Yeah, but the Tattered Angels and all those are dye-based too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you can make
they stick in them, right?
It must be magic. He must be magical. Maybe he is magical. Maybe he's a wizard.
Maybe. Wizard of Spray.
Wizard
See,
of
I need to get that out of there.
So then if there's any that have like passed over my line here, I'm just using the side of my doohickey mabobber, also known as the palette knife. You just kind of, do something. I should put some up there, huh? Where are my words going to go?
Oh boy. All right, so I'm already wet. I got to dry.
Unfortunately, I'm going to dry too. Whoops. Oh, crap. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That's not good. This is a very, very hot thing, and I just dumped it on the floor. And then now it's flaming. It's burning. I wonder what I burned. Cords. Cords are a problem. I don't even know. So much stuff on the ground. Anyway, so let's see if anyone is joining us. Hi, Marilyn. I don't think we've said hi to you
Let's see,
yet.
Colleen.
Pat, the scrap chick. Who must be Colleen?
Scrap
Now
chick.
that I've read the chat, I know her name is Colleen.
So my book is a little bit bigger than my screen space. So I may have to go sideways for some of this for you guys to see the whole thing at once. But I want to get these good and dry so they're not moving. That's one of the things about these permanent sprays is if you heat set them, they're going to work much better for you. No fire? Shell setting things on fire? I haven't been watching what she's doing.
Oh, I definitely set something on fire, or I burnt something. I don't know what. I have this thing. It's very, very hot. And I dropped it on the floor. And the floor is completely covered with stuff, you know, because I never cleaned.
Ah, yes.
Okay. I feel like I've got my first step done. So I'm going to mark it off. I also feel like I've got plenty of slate, so I'm going to mark that one. But I need plum. And I think I'm going to do that with some drippage or something. But I've got to find a color that is plum. I'm probably going to have to mix a color because I don't really think I have anything that's named plum. Unless maybe a spray. Huh, I should get a spray.
Okay, maybe that's dry enough. We'll see. Yeah, it's tumble dye spray. This is from SEI. It's non-toxic, and you can use it on fabrics and all kinds of things. It's a permanent spray. I've had this kind of stuff for years. I think this was one of the first sprays I ever bought way back when, and they're still making it. So some of the things that they don't have out anymore are like the Ranger sprays, which were a permanent spray. And I miss those because I really loved those earthy colors. The SEI ones are obviously much brighter. So if you like bright, get the SEI ones. But it's called tumble dye. And that's, you know, what I was talking about. If you heat set the dye, it should stay. All right, the next prompt here is conventional. All right, I started thinking about this and I started thinking conventional. How do I do that? And I thought, well, conventional wisdom, right? That's just popular knowledge, and it's usually an incorrect thought. So I thought, well, I should definitely use conventional and print something out. So I just taped some tissue to the top of a carrier sheet and ran it through the my printer. And this is a quote from Carl Menninger. It says, "The voice of intelligence is drowned out by the roar of fear. It is ignored by the voice of desire. It is contradicted by the voice of shame. It is biased by hate and extinguished by anger. Most of all, it is silenced by ignorance." And I'm going to put this quote on here, but I also wanted to add, because that goes in with the roar portion over here, that goes, the thing I was thinking about for the Pick-a-Stick was the non-conventional. And so I think I'm just going to write that because I don't want to glue anything on here just yet. So the conventional, let me get a pen. I need a pen. Not sure what's going to write on this bumpy surface, but we'll give a couple a try here and see what works. This is a Signal. And I'm just going to write around my image here. And it says, things that don't kill you make you, and the part of this that I always hate is the stronger, so I'm going to say make you weaker. Because to me, that stuff that doesn't kill me sure knocks me down to my knees. So that's a conventional piece of wisdom. So, you know, if you look up conventional in the dictionary, it's got all these definitions. And so that's how I'm using conventional on my page here. Okay, what is next?
So I picked a Marabou art spray that is named Plum. I've never seen a plum that color. Just saying. Marabou art sprays are permanent. So they're great for mixed media. And I'm also going to put this color called Mint on there, but it's, of course, clogged. Because, you know.
Because it
why
does.
wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it?
So I'm just going to splatter it on there with the doohickey bobber that comes inside. Makes good splattery stuff. And then I probably will try to spread it a little bit with water. I don't know how this stuff reacts. Oh, there we go. That's nice. And color in. And this, the name of this one is Mint, which I thought was appropriate. Since these are, you know, they're not mint. Well, there might be one that's mint, but they're herbs anyway.
Herbal.
They're herbal. There might be catnip. I'm not sure.
I think I'm going to darken up my letters a little bit because they just don't stand out very much.
That's pretty.
That is pretty.
I wish that plum color wasn't quite so purpley, but
Maggie says, strong winds in 70 this morning. Yeah, we're in the 20s and it's been snowing and yeah. Yuck.
Try to get some of this wet off of here. Super wet.
I would like in the 70s. Very much I would like in the 70s.
I wonder if I could block a little bit more. I don't think so. I think we're stuck with what we've got. Well, I might be wrong. I might be able to get some of it off.
Actually, the signal on the bumpy paper is not bad. I'm surprised.
Yes, me too. I thought it would be. Oh, but since it's got a ball, maybe it just rolls over the top.
Yeah, it is rolling over the top. It's just that it's kind of a narrow tip. So, I mean, I could have gone to the Posca, but, you know, I didn't want to go to the drawer and pull it out when I have all these pens sitting right up here above my head.
Oh, my Poscas are right by me. They don't go far.
Mine are in a drawer behind me. I mean, they're not far. I could just roll my chair back and grab them, but yeah, I didn't. Okay, so I got that around there. Now, the next thing is the prompt is finger. And I started thinking about finger. Okay, it's like you finger something, you feel it, you touch it, you handle it, you know. You could finger something, or in my case, I could use circle. So I will probably use circle. And I've got these new, I don't know if you guys have seen these. These are domed foam that goes onto your craft tool. Remember, you know, when they came out with these, they came out with the flat foam like this, and it's got an edge here that people have a hard time blending with. And so scrapbook.com came out with these domed ones. Now, you don't need this necessarily because I have a bunch of sponges that are domed already. I have those makeup sponges. Let me see if I can find one. Of course, I'm not laying my hand on it right now. Also, this type of a blender works real good too. These are those ones from Amazon that are cheaper. But what do I did with all those makeup sponges that are domed? I've been cleaning again. You can tell. When stuff disappears from my desk, I've cleaned it off. All right, so anyway, I'm going to use, this is slate, and that's one of the other colors in here is this slate gray. So I'm just going to use a stencil. I've got a couple of stencils out here. Don't know which ones. These are those cardboard ones. This is one from, like, I don't know, Ranger maybe? I think that might be Adina Wakely. No, maybe Diane Reba. I don't know. So I'm just going to use my little domed tool here, and I'm going to apply some of that into my background. Because our prompts are circle and slate. So I'm going to use circle and slate. And get something down on here. Good deal. And yeah, burn, I'm not quite sure where I'm going with that yet. I do have a tool that I could use. It's one of those ones to make pockets with and that. Don't know about that one. For burn, I might just use a graphite or charcoal pencil since that was burned. Let me see if I can find a charcoal pencil here. We have to use all of the prompts, right?
Yep.
Uh,
I'm working on a prompt now. I didn't do conventional because I don't think there's anything conventional about this page. So I decided to replace it with letters. But in order to do that, I have to, I've picked out some stuff from this Tim Holtz book, but it doesn't have the words that I need. So I'm piecing them together using other things. So that's what I'm doing. Have to cut them apart and piece the words together. But it still works. It's all good.
I wonder what I did with my charcoal. All right. Obviously, I should have been better prepared. So we'll just say
WHIS.
that nice gray is a charcoal. How's that? That is a charcoal shade. And I'm going to use don't know if this will show up or not. Give it a try. This is some of that tape you get from the hardware store. It's got circles because we're continuing with the theme. You know, one of the nice things in art that you see that, you know, makes art pleasant to the eye is repeating pattern. So I'm just repeating a pattern because circles are part of the pattern here. So my burn ended up being reduced to a charcoal color. Because that's what I have, and I'm sticking to that. And that's what I mean. These are prompts. You can interpret them the way you feel. You don't have to be strict with yourself and say, oh, you didn't light anything on fire. And yeah, you know, you can interpret these things the way you see fit. And that's the way I see fit because that's what's working for me.
So the question is, should I keep all the rest of these partial words in case I need to do this again someday? Maybe.
Maybe.
I guess I'll just stick them on the inside of the book, you know, just in case. Might need them someday.
Sounds good to me. Okay, so we've done conventional. We're done with touchy-feely. We're done with burn. Did the charcoal. Now it says trowel, palette knife, and curve. I think I might combine those two. Because once again, what is a curve? It is a circle, right? Or something like this. Here's a curvy stencil. So let me get a palette knife. And
it's so fun to try to mix all this stuff together.
Whoops, got a couple of palette knives. Okay, and I'm just going to use some. I'm going to use some gesso, I think. But I think I want to use gesso in a different color. I had some. I think this is kind of a gray. No, that's the Art Basics one. I had some that was from
Deco Art.
Deco Art that was kind of a gray.
Yep.
Let me find
they call
that.
it black, but it's gray.
Yeah.
I remember from the when we had all the Deco Art stuff at the art retreat last year. You know, it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
That was fun. I wish I could do that again. Not right now. Gotta stay home. Can't go gallivanting off for a week. Being all irresponsible and stuff. That kitty's gonna need some work because he's too dark. Everything is too dark. And now I have this section down here too.
Well, I didn't lay my hands on that particular jar of gesso, but I did find some Deco Art Americana in a dark gray. So I think that's what I'm going to use. This is brand new, so I need to open it up, don't I? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Deco Art Black Gesso. There it is. I don't have to open a new one. This is, it actually looks blacker than what I remember.
Thank you, Holly.
Let's get a little bit of that out. It's kind of a dark gray. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of I'm going to mix a little of the gloss medium in with that. Nope, not that one. That's not open. All right. What am I going to mix with it? I am going to mix some white gesso in with it.
Sounds like a plan.
And lighten it up just a little bit.
What prompt am I on? Oh, I'm on finger.
Fickle
Well,
finger of fate.
That just means finger painting to me. You know, if you say finger, I say finger paint.
Okay, so I'm just going to smear some of this gesso through this stencil. See if I can do it without making a total mess in my journal. Because I'm going right over the middle, which is dangerous. Yeah, kind of messy. Not real thrilled with that. But that's what paint's for later, right?
Always.
Oh, and then I took my knife and went right underneath the stencil. I tell you, having a morning. Having a morning. All right, so this, of course, is very wet again. What does that mean? I have to dry. Toss those in my water. And I'm going to try to mop a little of that because I don't really like what happened with it and it's too thick anyway. So just going to gently mop. Try to dry some of that out. Where are we on time? 11 o'clock. Okay.
I got plenty of time. This is
Drywall.
going to take all day. I don't think. Make sure this doesn't.
Well, yeah, Barb, that's the point. Go play in your journal. All right, so I'm going to pull the mask now and get down to my drawing.
Ooh, I know what else I can do. Haha.
And while this portion is drying, I might as well have the rest of this drying. So let me get my other quote here. Just going to pull that off. Because if you look at my list on the Pick Stick Challenge, I used palette knife. I used something curvy, which is the stencil. I've used the plum and the slate. Done conventional wisdom, circles and letters. So, I mean, I've met this challenge. Now I need to meet my art journal habit challenge, which is Roar. So if you can see, I sketched this lion on my page before we started this morning. And I've had that masked off while we were working on these other things. So let me get my palette paper out of the way. And I'm going to get a brush and just see if I can tear this piece loose. I wet it with water. See if I can do this without making another mess. Mess is my middle name. Hello.
Oh, that's so much better. I got out some Inca Gold. What color is this? Brown gold. And since this cat is this kind of a tawny color, this actually is perfect for highlighting the texture on all this, you know, stuff, raised stuff. Because I can just get a little bit on my finger, which I'm still on finger, and just run it over the top. And it gives a little bit of a highlight to that. And then it also blends it in with the color of this cat, who is brownish. That's better. That's very much better.
Better is always good.
I'm going to put some more water in here. I don't know if this thing is, it's pretty darn dry.
So
Seems
I'm going to use
it up.
some Collage Page to put this. This is just that tissue paper that I printed on. I'm going to use this to put it down. It's a water resistant glue seal. And I'm just going to put some of that on my page. If I can get it out of here. It's getting kind of empty. Okay. And get a brush. And put that down. And then I'll lay my delicate paper on here and coat that with the Collage Page to make sure that it seals to the page.
I'm making my studio smell like a campfire.
Ooh, there you go.
I'm on the prompt to burn, and I have wooden letters here for the word roar, and I'm just adding some wood burning to them using this freakingly hot thing.
I'm just using what's excess on my brush to seal off some other portions of the page because it might get messy. Might.
You think?
Maybe. So let's dry that. And what's going on over here?
I'm not very good with this wood burner.
She says she hasn't used the Collage Page in a long time. Yeah, I've had this bottle for a long time. It looks like I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's an Aleene's product, but it's nice and thin. So if you're using it on things like this thin paper, it works really well for that. I also like the one from Deco Art that's a napkin sealant, because when you're working with delicate papers like this, you could tear them easily. So just want to kind of dry that off. And you can kind of see the roar in the background there going on. It's subtle. It's subliminal.
So this wood burning tool, I generally use it to cut out plastic stencils. I think this is the first time I've ever actually used it to burn wood.
Yeah, I had a wood burning tool. I purged it because I never used it. And I've got some of those other hot tools. So I thought, that's one thing I don't need in my stash. Just, there's only so many things you can have. So many things I can have. Okay, gonna put these things away. And then I'm gonna grab, I want some more of that plum on here. So I'm gonna use this plum archival.
Oh yeah, there's a plum archival.
Yeah.
We could use that. I was trying to think of anything that I had that was named plum.
This one is. It says plum right on the packaging. So I'm just going to edge my page with some of that plum shading. Oh, that's still very wet over there. Very wet over there. But this plum has always been one of my favorite colors in the archival inks. Because it's like a really deep cranberry red. I think it's very pretty.
There's probably some sort of plum in the alcohol ink range too. I'll bet.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think of that.
So I could actually, I don't know if I want to do that or not. Could actually emphasize. Let's see. Let's start that. What that does. Yeah. Could actually emphasize along here a little bit too. With that plum shade.
So I put a piece of glass under me when I was messing with that hot thing because I'm gonna burn something on my desk. I've already burned something on the floor, so
Just don't burn you. Okay.
Roar.
So alrighty. We've gotten this far. We've got all of that down. And I want to go to my watercolors now.
I wonder if I have plum colored. Sure I do. I have violet.
So this is a mixed bag. I've got some Core, I've got some Daniel Smith, I've got some Soho. This is just a palette of colors that I like to use. I put it in here. So let's see, is that gonna work? Yeah, I think it will. Get this ink pad out of my way.
Well, it's close.
They're saying now unplug it, Shell.
Yeah, I did. Because otherwise I'm going to dump it back off my desk again and burn something else on the floor.
Yeah. Okay, and I should get that stencil cleaned up because I want to use it again. Where's my rag? I just keep old towels and t-shirts and stuff for my paint rags, and you can throw them in the wash and wash them over and over again. So good way to recycle your stuff. So I've got that cleaned off so I can use it. Sort of semi-cleaned off. All right. Now I need to spritz my watercolors. I'm not going to use them all. I definitely am going to use these golden tones, maybe. maybe a little of the black to mix in. I think I'm also going to spritz my page a little bit just to moisten it, let that soak in. And
I think I'm getting more ink on my fingers than I am on the letters.
huh,
But that brings in a little bit of that color anyway.
you're right, Gina. Fire extinguishers, carbon monoxide, a fan, all that stuff. You know, a lot of the things that we work with can be very toxic, and so you need to think about safety first. You know, when you're spraying stuff, don't breathe in. All right, so I'm going to put these under the edge here because it wants to buckle a little bit. Raise that up, and let's get started with our painting. I think I want to start with a bigger brush. Let's see what I've got here. And I'm going to start with my light color. And just start laying in some of the undercolor here.
So I stuck those wooden letters on with tacky glue to keep, you know, rather than matte medium, to try to keep them a little bit more stuck on there permanently. Put a little bit of this ink of gold on there for fun, just to make them a little bit more fun. They're pretty boring wood letters.
You like fun?
Fun's good. So that takes care of burn. The next one is trowel or palette knife. The heck do I need a trowel or palette knife for?
I don't know. What do you need it for?
Well, I already used it. I gotta use it again. Sometimes these sticks of fate are a little bit of a pain in the behind.
Yeah, sometimes it can be like that.
Yeah. Well, I've got this one that has a rounded tip. I wonder what would happen if
I think some of these this week were a little, shall I say it, unconventional.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, I don't think they were any more than any other day. Huh. You can put ink of gold on with a palette knife. Who knew? Just to kind of fill in more of this little space down here. The cat is laying in the garden. These are the rocks. Well, it makes sense because ink of gold is just kind of pigment wrapped in beeswax. So you should, since it's kind of a paste, you should be able to apply it with a palette knife, which I just did. How do you like them apples?
I like them apples. Good thinking there.
Take that, Sticks of Fate.
Thinking on your toes again, aren't you?
I'm trying to. There's no guarantee. All right. It's laying in the gravel. That takes care of that. And then I already know what I'm going to do for curve. I have this this curved corner biter. And that will be super easy to just bite the corners off. Oh, okay, maybe not that easy. It's kind of heavy paper. And of course, there's the letter in the way, which is now getting messed up. I thought it would be fun to bite the corners. Oh, come on. Shoot. What are you doing? Why are you so messed up? Oh, it's stuck in there. Something's stuck in there. Pain in the booty. Oh. Okay, better get that R back on there. Two more corners to bite. Come on, you can do it. Ah. That's right, Holly. I taught that prompt. Can't take me down. Try to give me palette knives in the middle of things that are already done. How dare it? Okay, that was fun. I made curves. It's been a long time since I've bit any corners. So I feel like I've completed that pick a stick challenge, all those prompts and roar. So now I'm just going to do finishing. And what time is it? We've got like a half an hour left. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm
Really?
just painting. I'm just painting.
Oh, okay.
I'm just getting my roar image finished out. Love your cat.
I
Too
thought
cute.
that was really cute. I was looking for something like a lion or something like that, you know, because lions roar. But then I saw this cat. I'm like, you know what? That's more my speed,
That'd be a mini cat.
especially with the prompt. I do not whisper. I roar. I like it. Wow. But the cat needs some work. That's all I'm going to say. I'm thinking about pencils, maybe. Where are those pencils? Where are the pencils? Where have you gone? Ha! Found you. Prismacolor. Sybil says her cat thinks that it roars. Let's jazz up this cat a little bit. Let's see, what do we got in this plethora of pencils? How about some nice, I don't know, light yellow maybe. Maybe. Nah, that's way too green. How about this one? Oh, that's nice. All right. here so that the kitty can be in the focal image of this page. So what I think I should do that because he kind of blends in too much. Too much blending. Peg's painting. She got very quiet. Got awfully quiet in here.
I do when I paint. It's kind of a meditative state. Plus, I have somebody who has entered the area, so
Oh, visitors.
trying to cut down on the background noises.
You have some visitor.
I have a visitor.
How about this brownish color? Let's see. What do we think about that? It's a nice color.
Let me get that darker. Let me switch brushes here.
So when you do something like this, I mean, I'm not coloring the cat. I'm just like adding some additional lines and kind of almost making it more into like an illustration, which makes it stand out from the background more. This was printed on my inkjet printer, which is very meh. It is very substandard. So, and then I sealed it before the show using a small brayer and some fluid matte medium. So I'm taking my color cues from the photograph, and I'm not obliterating the photograph, but I am just adding in some like little scratchy illustration lines to make it look more like something that's part of the page, I guess. Let's try this ochre color. Get some of that in there. He's a stripy cat. Somebody earlier was talking about feral cats. My son, he really loves cats, and he had this cat that is this friend who is a girl. She had moved, and he had her cat because she couldn't take it with her. But then she came back. She took the cat. So he was very sad. So he was over at a friend of the family's house, and there was this cat that was a stray, and the friend had been feeding it in the backyard. And he didn't know that it was a wild cat or a feral cat. And he went out and he was petting it, and it was like it had rolled over onto its back and was like being petted. And so, long story short, that cat ended up coming home, and he was very happy because now he had a cat, which sometimes hisses at him, but you know, she's settling down. He named her, and she was very good about, you know, using the cat box and everything. Didn't seem particularly wild. So then some friend of his had another cat that was they needed to find a home for it. So then all of a sudden it became a 2-cat family. So I sent him this graphic that I saw on Facebook. It says, I only wanted 1 cat, but if God thinks I should have 2 cats, then okay, 5 it is. I thought that was very appropriate. Because I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up with 5 cats. He just likes them. He thinks they're awesome. I'm going to put a little bit of this pink on my cat's nose too. A little bit over here on the ear. So cute. So very cute.
I'm not sure who you're asking, Sybil. I printed on some tissue paper that I just taped down to regular copy paper. So if you're asking me, that's what I did. I'm not sure what Shell did on hers.
Mine is just printed on regular inkjet paper from the printer, and then sealed. I used this matte medium, and I just put a few drops on there, and then I roll over it with a brayer, so that I'm not completely soaking the paper, but I'm sealing in the ink just to make sure that when I use it, I don't smear. I don't smear, you know.
No smears allowed. Really liking this brush. It's giving me a really nice wispy. You see that? This is a Best BESTE Wedge Creative Mark number 9. It's a wedge brush. But I get a nice line going with that. Yeah, my son likes cats. He's had several over the years. Carmen, the kitty that he has right now, is getting quite old, and she's having some issues, and he's telling me about her daily routines that are upsetting him a little bit. And I'm sure it's just, you know, the aging and deterioration that they all go through.
This cat is funny.
But our little Carmen has been an excellent kitty. And most of the ones that he's had have been strays. You know, you'll see some poor kitty out in winter time and no family to go home to, and you end up coming home with him.
Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of kitties out there that need adopting.
Yeah.
Pat and I went down to the PetSmart this last weekend because I've been looking for a dog, and we've now decided that we are going to adopt a dog. And there was supposed to be this one. I'm looking for something that's hyperallergenic and very small, already an adult. You know, I'm not looking for a puppy.
Right.
I don't have energy for a puppy and the training and the whole shebang. So there was going to be this dog down there supposedly. And so we went down, and a couple of different local shelters, I guess on the weekends, once a month, they bring the animals
Oh,
in,
yeah.
so you can go and meet them. And I thought this one that I saw on petfinder.com would be perfect. So turns out that the people that the foster people that are sheltering that particular pet didn't bring it. So I didn't end up getting to meet. And the lady I talked to was actually she didn't act like she was interested in me adopting anything. Like, well, you know, this dog really shouldn't be with children. I said, I don't have any children. My children are grown. Like, well, you know, I mean, she wasn't very nice. But anyway, the other shelter people had a dog that I liked, but it had been spoken for by noon. So we stayed there until noon to make sure that it was indeed picked up, which it was. And the lady was very, very excited with her new pet.
Oh,
So,
good.
But the moral of that story is that they had between the three, between PetSmart itself and the two shelters that was there was probably a good 30 or 40 cats, as opposed to like 10 dogs.
Huh.
So there's a lot of cats out there
Wow.
that need adoption.
Yeah.
I would adopt one, but I'm just extremely allergic to cats.
Well, and if you're allergic, you can't do it. I mean, my other kids have a dog just for that reason, because the cats wouldn't work out in their life.
Yeah, I get hives and I wheeze. I have asthma when I get around any cat. So they're adorable. I would certainly adopt one if I could. But looking for a terrier or a poodle or a Bison Frise or whatever that is, or
Yeah,
one of those kind of.
they're sweet. That's a sweet dog.
One that's small and friendly and hopefully fairly hyperallergenic. But I have to meet it and play with it and hold it and make sure that I can.
Yeah. Right. If you start sneezing, it's time to hand it back.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful anyway. I want a companion.
Sounds like a good idea.
I think my page is done, and it's only 9:41.
Well, you're doing good. I don't have to put a lot of detail in on this. I just, as long as we were still on and had time to play, I thought I would finish out as much of this as I could. I think I will get a white pen though, and add some to the face of this. That is a little bit too much there.
Might need a little bit of shading under here. I mean, we can sit here and mess with this forever. Certainly is possible, but the idea behind Art Journal Habit is that you get a little bit of journaling done every day. And if I hope that a lot of you join us, and if you do, don't get stressed out if you miss a day. If you're worried about the prompts, then you don't like the prompt that day, don't do it. Just do something else that is interesting to you more. You can combine the prompts, in more than one day of prompts and do it that way. Or if you're just not interested that day, you don't have to do it. So don't let it stress you out. The idea behind all of our challenges, whether it's Pick a Stick Challenge or this challenge, is that you get started in an art practice that helps your life, that helps relax you, helps document your life, helps you practice art, because it's important that everyone has an outlet. And I think that art is a great outlet. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's in your art journal. It's not going to be hanging in a museum. So
we are far from perfect. We
just do it, is all I'm saying.
It's your own personal journal. It's time to play. And this is where we practice, where we try out different things. I don't expect this to be a masterpiece. I expect it to be, my daily practice sort of thing.
And it's also fun, going back and looking, when you have completed a challenge, you've got a thing to look at. And then if you decide to do it again next year, you can look back and see how much you've improved and changed, because practice makes you better.
Right. I need a little shading in here. See, I could keep playing with this for a long time.
We still have time, 15 minutes.
That's okay. I mean, I know you got stuff going on. I know other people got stuff going on. It's a page, I can call that done.
I think that looks a little bit better with some shading around
But
it.
we met both challenges this morning.
Yep.
We did our roar. We did our pick a stick. And I'm kind of proud that we were able to fit all of that into one combo.
Yes, and for me, I usually do, for Pick a Stick Challenge, I do a much larger page.
Yeah.
This is 5.5 by 8.5, half a sheet. So
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Gina. Thank you, Barb. We'll, yeah, catch your walks. Go do what you need to do for your day, and then make some pages. Make some pages.
definitely.
So we'll see you next time. And bye for now.
Yeah. Bye-bye.